Time now to get over to our kitchen. Check in with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher and her special guest today.
Well, Scott, believe it or not, I was one of those picky eaters for quite some time, and I turned into a chef, so there's hope for everybody.
Right, Judy.
Chef Evan is in the kitchen, my bro in arms, for cooking. What are you making today?
We are going to be making, actually this dish came to light last weekend, and it's kind of my version. It's one of the first dishes that I made working in South Beach, going to culinary school, that I learned how to make, working on the line, and it's a version of tenderloin tips, classic French dish in a steakhouse. So what we're doing is we're using gold label Wagu, American Wagu, triple mushrooms, wild mushrooms, red wine. So we have a lot of good stuff coming up.
On a rainy day, this is just soul food,
dish,
right?
Yes,
soul food. I can't wait to get started. We'll be coming back and get the pan sizzling in just a few minutes, so stay with us. It sounds great, Evan.
Thanks, Judy.
Now, time to get back to the kitchen and check in again with Judy and her guest today from the Summer House.
Okay, Chef Evan, I'm really excited about this dish, so let's get started.
All right, Judy, so we're going to start by, we have a little bit hotter pan than normal.
Okay.
We want to get a nice caramelization on the steak. So put a little bit of olive oil blend with a little bit of canola oil.
Okay.
At the restaurant, we do use a flake salt. It's something that most chefs prefer, a little bit easier to control in your hand.
So I wonder if we can get a close-up, because that is just the size of the crystals. There we go. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
And it does give you that endured flavor that you want from real salt.
Like I said, very nice hot saute pan. We're going to go ahead and season our beef, and then we're going to go ahead and let that sit. You don't want to get in there moving around. You want to get that nice crust that we're looking for.
That's an excellent point. We tend to play with our food too much in the pan and the grill, and just let it be.
It'll almost really speak to you when it's ready to turn.
Yep. Great.
So as that's going, we're going to create some caramelization. We're going to throw a little bit of shallots in.
And look how finely they are minced. I mean, you mastered your knife skills.
Well, what's nice is it almost kind of melts into the sauce. You don't have chunks of onions. You're not picking them out of your teeth and stuff like that.
Good point.
And then we're going to go ahead and add some wild mushrooms. At the restaurant, we do a blend of shiitake, cremini, and oyster mushrooms.
What's really cool, I've seen them over at Whole Foods and a couple other venues
they're
where you
blended.
can buy the blends
Exactly,
now,
so you don't
which
have to
I
buy
love.
each separate one and mix them together, and then you're having extra mushrooms in the house.
Exactly, because they can get pricey, shiitake.
They can, yes. Mushrooms are one of those vegetables that, you usually buy a pack and you use half of it and then you usually toss it. You know what I mean?
They're so good.
If I have some extra left over, I'll throw them into some chicken stock if I'm making it. Just give it some of that umami flavor.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we just had mushroom ramen this weekend. Now you got it going on.
So what we're looking for, too, is to create a nice fond. And if you're not familiar with fond, it's kind of with the little bits and pieces that stick to the pan.
Yeah.
And then what we do is, we deglaze it. And being a chef in a steakhouse and a wine bar, chefs get to cook with very, very nice wine. This is one of your favorites, I know.
It is one of my favorites.
Little John Anthony. So we're going to deglaze a little bit with some red wine here.
And I'm going to give the name again. It's called John Anthony, and it is a bold, full tannin bottle of wine, and I had it over at the Summer House Steakhouse. Went so well with not only the steaks, but the chicken and even the charcuterie that we had.
Exactly, yeah, you've got some of those bold flavors. So we've added some mushroom, some
mustard.
Mustard, a little bit of garlic butter that we make in-house, a little compounded garlic butter, a little bit of heavy cream.
Oh, gosh.
And our house-made Bordelaise sauce that we reduce from our veal bones.
Well, that's going to simmer down.
We're going to let that simmer.
We're going to go on break, and I'm going to find out some more information so we can guide people for Bordelaise, and we'll come back and finish this gorgeous dish.
Sounds
I'm really
good.
excited, and I'm hungry.
All right, back to the kitchen now. Judy is there today with Chef Evan from the Summer House Steak and Seafood.
Oh, Scott, it's going to be hard for me to save you a bite, but I will. Okay, Evan, so we have all these flavors married together.
Yes.
What's our next step?
So our next step is the sauce is reduced just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and take some fresh thyme. We don't put that in earlier because we don't want the flavor to get muted and stuff like that. So I always add fresh herbs at the end.
Now let me ask you, you said that you obviously make an in-house Bordelaise. For people at home, what could they use that would be easy?
All Publix, Whole Foods, they all have bases now that are pretty reduced down, and then you can add some water to it. So I'll be honest, I use those at home because I don't want to make a big stock, and you can add a couple more seasonings and stuff like that to really make it your own.
Hit a Worcestershire, maybe.
Hit a Worcestershire, exactly. So it's classic. So like I said, we're just getting this almost ready. She's almost there. I'm gonna slice some fresh chives to put over the top because it really kind of brings out all the flavors in this dish.
I love how you cook with herbs because you're restrained enough to know when to use them, but I also love that you just don't throw it on as a garnish. It's it's a thought. When you serve me rosemary in something, you have thought about that.
Exactly. What's the first thing they teach us in culinary school? Don't put
That's
something
right.
on the plate if you can't eat it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And most of the time when you can't eat it, the first thing we do is go like this and take it off of our
Yeah.
plate, you know? So yeah, we definitely want to be able to showcase the herbs, the fresh herbs. We have a little garden in the back, you know, kind of. We don't show many people. It's Chef's garden. So
Well,
like
I get to come by
You get
and
to come.
snap, right?
So we've got some of our crusty baguette here, which kind of, you know, in terms is the steakhouse bruschetta. So this is a nice shareable dish. As it goes out in the dining room, you know, it's smoking. The smell really fills up the dining room.
You know, you're going to have this as a special this week from all our viewers.
I know it. Well,
for
we did run
sure.
it all last week, and we sold out every night by about 7:30.
Oh, look at this. This is just so.
And don't be scared, guys,
fab.
to go ahead and sauce it up because that crostini, that bread is really gonna soak up some of the meat. You know,
Yes, it is.
plate presentation is always important. You know, we wipe the sides, and then we're gonna go ahead and top it with good amount of chives. I want some of
Good.
that onion flavor in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, man.
And then one of the things that we do is just a nice little garnish and give some of that earthy umami flavor. We spiralize some beets. You can get that at the Asian store, the little spiralizer.
Absolutely.
You can finely shred them and put them in ice water, and that will help them curl up and give you a really nice garnish. So we just kind of
I
top
love
each
it.
one, you know.
And an edible garnish that makes sense to me is very important. Look at this dish. How much did you say you're charging?
It is $21 because of the Wagu,
Well,
you know.
$21 for Wagu steak tips, fantastic. Now, hold on. We're coming back for a quick taste in a little bit, and we'll tell you where you can find the recipe. Can hardly wait. Ooh, and here we go. Evan, tell us about the dish again while I tuck in.
So once again, Judy, we have our gold label Wagu, which is an American Wagu out of Snake River Farms, one of the products we use at the restaurant. We really, really like it. So this is my version of a steakhouse bruschetta, okay? We've got really crusty baguette that we've toasted with some garlic butter, and you know, the preparation was our gold label Wagu, some fresh red wine, shallots, garlic butter, a little bit of bordelaise that we make in-house, and then we top it over the bread. So it's meant to cut the bread up and kind of eat it as a slop it up. It can be a meal for anybody as well.
I got to tell you, it's very hard to put down the fork, but I'm doing it only for a moment to guide you to get the recipe at mysuncoast.com. Just click on the recipes. You'll also be able to enter our contest to win a $50 gift card to one of our local restaurants. While I eat some of this, I'll save a few bites for you guys, and I'll meet you at the desk.